Yeah,
Should be
man.
solid. Got the mic.
I like it.
All right, cool. We're out here with Coach Harvey. Harvey is a three-time Hall of Famer at Sacramento State, as well as played Pro Bowl. Talk to me a little bit about your journey through that Sac State Pro Bowl.
Man, Sac State was crazy,
Do you
man.
have your mic?
Ooh, I do. I got it on.
Oh,
right here,
okay,
so
cool.
Sac State was pretty crazy, man. It was kind of last minute. I was pretty close to signing my letter of intent with Santa Clara at 75%, trying really hard to get 85 and couldn't.
Okay.
Sac State called. Actually, my high school coach, Guy Anderson in Cordova, called Coach Smith and was like, hey, he's like, we got some money left over here. We can give him a full ride. So,
Okay.
I went there as a freshman with the thought that I was going to be playing second base. Had a pretty good shortstop at the time. Mike Carpenter got drafted in the 7th round that year by the Dodgers. In theory, I was going to be playing second base and then move to short. But the senior that was there at the time, I think he felt the freshman breathing down his neck a little bit. I understood, which, it's a little bit different kind of in today's game, that the senior was playing well, so the senior was going to play.
Yeah.
It was difficult. I sat the first 16 games at Sac State. Game 17, I got in. I was 4 for 4, triple short of the cycle, and kind of never came out again. But, it was a process of learning how to be a different student athlete. Right now, it seemed like classes were longer. It seemed like I had more work. So I think the move from Sac State to the pros was a real eye-opener. You saw some of the stuff at D1, but to a certain extent, I felt the year that I got drafted in '97 that the first 2 years at Sac State added up to my junior year where I got the home run record and everything.
Yeah.
But I think what really set that up was the summer playing up in Humboldt before. And I know one of the things you were talking about that we talked about was belief. I had a hard time with the slider at Sac State. We played in the WAC the first 2 years. It seemed like it's all that I saw.
Yeah.
So second half of my sophomore year was really up and down after a good first 2 years. I should say good, second half of my sophomore year wasn't as good as the first half. Kind of up and down.
Yeah.
Went up that summer to Humboldt, wondering what I had to do to hit the breaking ball, wondering what I had to do to see more fastball. So, I developed a plan. I had an idea on what I was going to try to do, a consistent approach when I got into the batter's box.
Yeah.
And it ended up paying off in a good season.
Yeah.
I got drafted in '97 by the Mariners in the 6th round, and four good years with them. I say 3 really good years.
Yeah.
And then my 4th year, I say probably was the toughest, man. A-Rod and Griffey Jr. got traded.
Okay.
We kind of cleaned out the Reds, Rangers, and the Astros farm system, and I kind of got pushed down the totem pole. And I think that, coming off a top prospect season, going into my 4th year, I assumed I was going to be promoted. I wasn't promoted, so I dealt with probably the hardest mental hurdle I had to deal with. Honestly, as a baseball player and an individual, because I think we talked about it before, it caused me to spend 15 years away from the game, not want to be around it anymore. And now I finally got to the point in therapy on the baseball field the last 6 years or so, dealing with youth, dealing with high school players, dealing with college players, and being able to, take the pain and the hurt from not getting where I desire to and kind of install that into them.
Absolutely. I love it. Solid breakdown. It's definitely a journey for sure. What's a piece of advice you would give to a high school hitter who's just looking to develop?
High school hitter looking to develop?
Yeah, what are
Swing a lot. I'd say spend time in the cage. Spend time with someone that's done it at a high level. If you feel like you have plateaued, you may get to a point where, all right, I hit 400 in high school last year. Then maybe you don't feel like that was good enough. Maybe you felt like you wasted some ABs. Become mindful now. Set some goals. You have now until January, February, some guys till tryouts. Develop a hitting routine or get with someone that can get you a hitting routine. Set a specific time that you're going to do it every day to be consistent. Don't do it in the morning today and then in the afternoon tomorrow unless you have to get it in. But I think it's really important to, set structure, set some kind of pattern in which I do things, because baseball is a routine game. You got to stretch, you got to throw, you got to run. Before the game, you're going to do your, takeoffs and relays.
Oh, yeah.
You got to take infield, outfield. But I say specifically for that young hitter, take a lot of swings. And I say take meaningful swings. Don't waste swings in a cage. I was a guy that started out probably in high school like I got to go hit 3 or 4 buckets. Later in my career, I would hit 1 bucket, but I would hit 1 quality bucket. So develop a routine, stick to it, be consistent, so that when the spring comes, tryouts and getting ready for a spring season, you might be ahead of everyone else.
I love that. That was solid.
Yeah,
I think that's good right there.
Absolutely,
that's
man.
money.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
so
man.
be able to chop that one up for sure.
I got a lot in there, man.